This is the official pre-event press conference for EFC 121. From the World Sports Betting Arena, Johannesburg, South Africa.
Welcome EFC fight fans, another year ahead, 2025. Can you believe it? And we have certainly lined up one hell of a fight card for you guys, starting off at EFC 121. Interim Featherweight title defense, Rudy Roots, Ken Sekeletu. Number one contender fight between Ayanda and Billy the Kid. We know that's going to be a hell of a fight to watch. So let's kick it off with the media. See what questions we got.
Graham, I've got actually one question to two fighters, so excuse me, but it's a bit of a cheeky one. You did confirm earlier that the co-main event is Ayanda's one against Billy Oosthuizen, who are on stage, and the winner of that fight is for the number one contendership in the featherweight division. So the two guys we got on stage will be fighting either Rudy Roots or Ken Sekeletu a little further down the line. So my question is to Ayanda and Billy. Ayanda, I'll come with you. Who would you least like to face if you get past Billy, Rudy or Ken?
Honestly, I don't care who it is. I'd like to run it back with Rudy. I think that was an awesome fight. You know, besides the talks we've been having, whatever, him and I went in there, we gave the fans everything that they expected. So if it's Rudy, great. You know, I'd like to run that one back. If it's Ken, amazing. You know, he's a different fighter. He brings something different to the table. So look, I don't really care. Put someone in front of me and let's fight.
Billy the Kid, your answer?
Well, like you said, I don't think there's any answer. I mean, the goal stays the same. The goal is the belts at the end of the day. So I don't think, there's no less one I would rather fight. I'd fight anyone to get that belt.
What a story between these guys. Obviously, the Featherweight Grand Prix was where we started this whole thing. We started literally looking at these guys for an opportunity to fight for the title against Iga Kabesa at the Grand Prix. And now we sit here with an interim defense with Iga's stablemate, one hell of a champion at that, and two incredible fighters.
Just a follow-up to that question, Rudy and Ayanda, you shared 25 minutes in the hexagon and potentially might fight each other again, and that is the theme of this event. What is going through your mind sitting right next to each other? And I've been watching you, you've been sitting there for quite a while and no one said a word.
Honestly, it's nothing personal, just business. Like I said, I feel like there's still so much left in the tank that we can both showcase. I know I almost had him, definitely, especially in the fourth round. I believe I could have closed the show there, but I didn't. You know, fault is on me. So I hope it's him that wins, so we can run it back. Nothing personal, man, just business. But for me inside, it's definitely personal.
No, I believe he said it best. Nothing personal. Whomever wins this fight, they get to challenge either me or Ken. Truth be told, the most dangerous opponent is the one standing right in front of you. I've got my work to do with Ken. That's who my focus is on right now. And as I would advise him to do, he's got to keep his focus on Billy as well. So whomever gets through, gets through. Nothing personal. It's the fight business, and that's how it works.
Question for Graham.
Sorry, Chichi. To add on to that, absolutely, my focus is on Billy. Billy is no walkover. I believe him and I want to go in there. We want to give the fans an absolute show. It's going to be a blood fight in there. We are going to fight. My focus is absolutely on Billy, but bear in mind, Rudy is not far away. I hope he retains. If it's Ken, amazing. You know, like I say, Ken brings something new, something special to the table. Rudy and I have shed a few minutes in there, you know, so we both know each other kind of right now. So definitely Billy is my focus, but I want Roots again, man.
Shame, guys. Bro, Ken, you want to say something, bro? No. Yeah, Ken is all right. Guys, come on. Ken is sitting here. He's been looked past, man. Ken, I think he's dangerous.
He's very dangerous.
Graham, question for you. So right here we have this bout happening for the interim featherweight title, right? Do you by any chance have a timeline on Iga Kabesa's return to actually defend that undisputed title? And if you don't have a time frame, should this not be for the undisputed title then?
We seem to always get ourselves in the messiest of title disputes and craziness. But I mean, like I said on the interviews that I did for the pre-build-up, you know, Iga is a prolific champion. And if I can put it to you guys this way, Iga Kabesa went out there and he's already done something no one's done in this organization. I think he's got more defenses than anybody in EFC history. And for him to go and defend that lightweight title would have meant that he would have secured the opportunity to go to the UFC, almost guaranteed, and would have left that vacancy for Rudy big time. And I think we need to now focus on him getting better, and actually really might have a good introspection into how Iga's doing. But from my perspective, we just want Iga to get better, and then we'll see what his comeback looks like. But make no mistakes, this fight is actually about Rudy. It's his time now. It's his time to shine. It's his time to be a champion. And in many ways, this moniker of Interim, it's sitting there, but I don't think that it's something that's going to haunt his career, because we're going to get through it in a way that I think if he defends, there might be a way to work through the Iga Kabesa title holder. Maybe he moves to bantamweight at some stage. Who knows?
If I may add on to that, Iga is doing well. He's just busy struggling with some medical issues. And in my opinion, interim belt, full championship, it does not matter. The gold is the gold. And thank you, Graham, for saying that it takes nothing away from me. But I just want to, on that point, say, of course, Iga Kabesa is the greatest of all time African champion, and he deserves to still be the featherweight African champion. And in my opinion, holding the key to be able to fight him is just as great. So me, I see this belt as a regular belt. I do not see it as an interim belt. Like I said, Iga is the greatest of all time, and I give him that respect. So for me, to be able to hold the key is a big privilege too.
Ken, I want to hear from you now. We're talking about Iga Kabesa. The last time Zambia had an opportunity to get a belt was your teammate, Humphrey Malenga, who took on Iga Kabesa, Rudy's teammate. Is there some feeling in your heart, not necessarily about revenge, but this is an opportunity not just for you, not just for Zambian MMA, but to get one back in terms of your team?
Yeah, for sure. It's an opportunity for us as Team Zambia to get one back, but yeah, I believe it's our time as well, yeah, because people have been overlooking us. Yeah, we came a long way. Even that fight when Humphrey fought Ige, he wasn't at his best because we were just training ourselves in Zambia, just training with amateurs. So that fight wasn't at his best. Yeah, we respect Ige, all the best to him. Yeah, but just our time, we believe it's our time. Yeah, just watch.
Question for the champion, Rudy. Ken has beaten pretty much everyone in his pathway. We know your credentials, so I want to know in terms of what does that mean, having his name on your resume?
Like I said, I think Billy said it well as well. He's deserved his shot. Like you guys say, he's beaten the guys. I do not look over him at all. In fact, we take him super seriously. The biggest threat is the one in front of you. So that's not something we take lightly. We give him his respect, but we know it's going to be a war as well. And that's something we've prepared for as diligently as we prepared for the Ultimate Fighter. For every single obstacle that we have faced, we have prepared for him as well. So I give him his respect. He's deserved his shot. I am not looking over him. I'm looking at him very seriously, and come Thursday night, you'll see the seriousness there.
What I think is pretty insane is, if on paper, if you look at these two athletes, they are the most legit fight that we could put on. I mean, when we were proposing this fight, I was all over it. This is the best fight you're going to see. You know, when you fight for a title, usually it's the two best in the division, but I mean, I genuinely believe these are two of the best guys in the roster at the moment. They are insane. Ken blows onto the scene out of nowhere, literally just runs through guys, and we give him a short notice fight against Jean Lubeya, who was, I think, 8 or 9-0, and was definitely a heavy favorite going into that fight. I think it was a week's notice, a couple of days' notice, and he absolutely went to town on him. So, I mean, on paper, these two guys, title, no title, you want to see these guys headline a fight card. They are incredible athletes, and I'm just super stoked that we've got to line this up for a title.
Question for the power. I want to know in terms of, you've been vocal in terms of calling out Rudy to run that back. So I want to know, how did this fight, accepting Billy as an opponent, come about?
Look, Billy, don't forget, Billy and I were scheduled to fight before I fought Rudy in October. So already, Billy and I mean, amazing fight already, why not? Why not do that? Doesn't matter, number one, no number one, doesn't matter. Billy and I, it's a must. You know, it's a guy that I want to actually fight. He was also on my roadmap, so I'm glad it's happening, and I'm glad now there's even higher stakes on the table for this fight. So, look, I'm ready to fight, man. I think I've called out Rudy enough, I've called out Billy enough, we've all shared our stories, our talks on social media. I think we all can't wait for Thursday night. I think this card will actually show you guys how EFC 2025 is gonna go.
Next question is for Diego, and I'll come to Mohammed as well just now. Diego, is 2025 the year of Pangaman? Is this going to be the most successful year for you, and what do you think of Mohammed?
First of all, I will say thank you to Graham and thank you to EFC and thank you to everyone who gave me this opportunity. So it's 2025, and I know it's the beginning of the year, and there's good things that is coming. There's more surprise that is coming. I was not rushing for it, but I was ready for it. So I'm sure I will do my best, and it's gonna be my year. So I believe so.
As I walked in, he showed me the champion poster I put on Instagram of all of our champions, current champions for 2025. And he just said, I want my name here. So he's got to take on Luke Michael. I mean, he's got to build up. I'm really happy you're back, Diego. You're always exciting to watch fight. And you've got to build up, bud. Get the wins here and then challenge.
Of course. You know, my eyes is on Luke Michael. That way my focus is on. So I respect Mohamed Ba. He's a very talented guy, and I got all the skills on him. But my target is Luke Michael. So I will use all the way that I will reach Luke Michael. Yeah, thank you.
Well, let Mohammed have his answer as well. Yeah, welcome to the EFC. What do you think of your fight, and what do you think of the fight against Diego?
Thank you, thank you. Avant tout, my English is not good. I speak French, donc merci beaucoup à l'EFC pour l'invitation d'avoir accepté notre proposition pour être là. Et Diego Bandu, je le respecte beaucoup. C'est un bon athlète et j'espère qu'on va faire une très très belle performance et une belle spectacle, Inch'Allah. Merci beaucoup.
So thank you to the UFC to give me the opportunity to fight here. I have nothing to say. Just thank you, and I will do my best to prove I'm here to fight.
Question for Lucky. So this is a major opportunity for you on the main card, right? So what statement are you trying to make with this fight and a potential win over Musa Sitwapi?
First of all, I would like to thank God, the Almighty, for the opportunity. And also, I'd like to thank the EFC and Graham. About this opportunity to fight on the main card, it's going to be my first fight on the main card. Just expect, I'm going to just put in a show, then afterwards, we're going for the Bantamweight title. Yes.
Staying on you, Lucky. I mean, I know that you recently came from a fight in the UAE Warriors, so I want to know, how was that experience for you, and what do you have to showcase on Thursday?
The experience was amazing there by UAE Warriors. Everything was amazing, except for the fight, because it didn't go my way. But then my focus was there. The fight was there, but then didn't go my way. And on Thursday night, I'm going to bring on the show, like I always do.
Diego, we know that, I mean, it hasn't been announced, but I know that Shadrack is possibly in line for the middleweight title against Luke Michael. What do you think about that fight, and like where do you fare within those two opponents?
Luke Michael and who?
Shadrack Tsua.
Shadrack Tsua. I will be surprised to see Shadrack Tsua jump me like Luke Michael jumped me. He never fight with me. I asked Luke Michael before he became a champion, how can you go to fight for the title while I'm still here and I'm still in EFC? He never show up and he just jump over. He go to fight for the title. He never challenge me. The same as Shadrack. So both of them, none of them, he never even challenge me. You see, so we are here to work. And I need to give them some job. So between Shadrack or Luke Michael, one of them must choose. He must pass by me first, you know? Yeah, they must deserve the belt. Like Luke Michael, I respect him because he's got experience. He's a tough guy. I know he's one of my friends. But the problem is we're here to handle business, you see. So it's like you have a beautiful girl. You must know everyone wants that girl. You see, so you have to deserve her. The same as Luke Michael, what he's carrying the belt. Me too, I want that belt. You see, so I'm hunting him now. So between him and Shadrack, I don't know. Two of them, they must choose. But all I know, because in EFC, I'm 5-1. I'm 5-1, I deserve the title fight. But I never fight Luke Michael. He never even fight with me for even the contender or whatever. No, he just jump over from welterweight to middleweight. He never even challenged me. So if he ran away from my road, me, I will pass by his road, no matter what.
I mean, what a term, hey? We're here to work and he's going to give them a job. I love it.
Graham, sticking with you, I want to know in terms of what we can expect in terms of Muhammad being on the main card. I mean, I know that he has won his 2 professional fights. So yeah, I want to know in terms of what was the thinking getting him straight away on the main card.
We've actually been trying to get guys from this region of the world for a while, and especially from Boubacar. I know he produces some incredible fighters. So it was pretty easy for us when we looked at it. We needed Diego on the fight card. We want to make a big comeback fight for Diego because we know ultimately, you know, whoever can hang here is going to be considered next contendership. And I'm not guaranteeing contendership, but I'm saying we're going to definitely look closely at it. And if those are the 2 guys and they put on a fight on Thursday night, that's worthy of further introspection, hell, I'm all for it. So he's a perfect fight for Diego, in my opinion, because he wants to bring it just as much as Diego wants it. And there's a lot of the line for the guys. Every time you step onto the main card, there is an opportunity for you to get catapulted to greatness. Exactly what happened to him. It's happened to him on numerous times. You get the opportunity to get seen by millions and millions of MMA, EFC fans, and you know, they're the people who dictate exactly what happens at the end of the day. If we're giving title shots to people that nobody cares about, we've lost it. But we're giving title shots to guys. I mean, you see the passion when that guy talks. I mean, I want to see a fight with him. Now, I want to see him fight this week. Come on.
Well, since you're talking about title shots, I'll come to you now, Graham, but let me go to Billy first. Billy, you got 4 wins out of your last 5 fights. You've got 14 EFC fights in total. And now this is for a contendership fight. Why hasn't it taken you so long to get to the belt? I want your opinion, and then Graham, the matchmaker, can chime in after you.
Well, it took me so long because I lost. It takes long if you don't win all the way. Yeah, no. I think my focus shifts a lot. I've been working on, you know, in the beginning when you're still young and start off your career, you work on stuff and you don't really work on the stuff that gets you better in all the aspects. You only work on the stuff that you're good at. And then just got to a point where, when I started with Ferdy, he tried to explain to me that we're going to have to work on the stuff that I'm bad at, if that makes sense. But yeah, well, I think I'm finally at the level where I can fight for the title. So I think that's why I'm here now.
I'll take that one step further. Okay, I said this in the interviews, right? So I think this guy's had a 3-phase career. Started off with EFC. I remember him fighting in Sun City, right? Jeez, and he came out with a bang. And I really wanted to watch him fight ever since that day. He would just throw leather, no regard, very little all-round skill set, but that didn't matter. He was an entertainer. And I think he built up all the way through to COVID, and then we hit COVID. He came out of COVID with a vengeance, really wanted to make a name for himself and put on performance bonus after performance bonus in this hexagon, which is incredible, and thank you for that. But then I think the mind shift, the third phase mind shift happened, where he was like, you know what, getting an opportunity to fight for the Grand Prix, let's make it happen. And there was no more bonuses, but there was clinical wins. And even the one where he lost, I think that was a really crap decision. I mean, I think that fight could have gone on, and he caught an unlucky punch, and the fight should have continued, in my opinion. So I think that he is refocused, and this is the perfect fight. Former contender, somebody who's as hungry as him. I mean, guys, the card that we've put on here with these guys is just, it's spectacular. I want people to really do their homework when they look at the history that's gone into it. Watch the show Milton's put together and see what's happening there. It's brilliant. So this guy's in a new space, and I can't wait to see him.
Ayanda, question for you. Perhaps more than anyone else on this card, you have the most to lose, right? And you're putting a lot on the line for this fight, right? So do you feel any pressure heading into the fight? And how has it been just preparing and getting to this fight right now?
Like I said in the past, I don't do pressure. I have nothing to lose, man. Yeah, if things go south, I'll have to get back on the winning column again to get a title shot. That's a huge, huge if. But that's not on my mind right now, man. I'm super focused. Training has been good. Camp has been good, you know. After the last fight with Rudy, we went back to the drawing board. We fixed what we needed to fix. So also I like taking these big fights because they show you where you're lacking, you understand? I mean, look, besides him, Rudy and I fighting, end of the day, he showed me new skills that I never knew, you understand? He showed me something that I was lacking in my skills, in my skill set. So went back, we fixed that. So look, I'm coming to fight, man. And why not fight Billy? I know Billy, once he gets in there, it's fight time. Him and I, come on. This is going to be a fight. Graham, it's another bonus coming my way.
Question for Ken. Ken, I think it's probably fair to say that Rudy is known for his wrestling. Perhaps you're known as being a more straight mixed martial artist. I'd like to know just straight, how do you see this fight going on Thursday? What happens when the buzzer sounds?
How do I see this fight playing out? I just have to be smart. I know I can fight smart. I know everything about the fight. I can use the cage. I can use footwork. I can wrestle. I can strike. So it's up to me. It's up to what I want to do in that ring and what type of rhythm he brings to me. I just have to catch up on his rhythm, and then I can find my rhythm. But otherwise, I can do everything. Going in that cage, if I want, I can move, stick and move. Yeah, but the most important thing when I go in there is just to pick my shots. If he wants to wrestle, break and go back to my striking. Yeah, that's the main goal.
Diego, can I ask you your opinion of this main title fight? Because now with Humphrey Malenga and Ken Sekeletu, they're your training partners now. Now with Ken Sekeletu sparring with you, can you give us your breakdown of how you see this title fight going down?
Thank you for the question. To see the way this fight is going, it's going to be a very, very tough fight. Because experience Rudy got, and Ken also. So I can't say I can't take part or whatever, but the problem, all I know, it's going to be a good fight, and all of us will enjoy it. They will give us what we need, and the best must deserve it. See, the one who work hard, who is here to do the job, he must show it. See, so if one of them can give also the paramedic the job, so because they are here also to work, you see, so we will be happy. I'm sure one of them will give the paramedic the job. You see, they didn't come here to drive the ambulance for free. You see, so they must go with one guy inside.
Graham, question for you. Two-parter, actually. So first part is, why should people tune in and watch this fight, right? Like this entire fight card, actually. And
we should have done this fight card on Halloween. It's like one of those scary, I look at all the guys up here and I'm like, oh my God, these are some scary dudes.
And then if we throw back to like 2024, the first press conference there, you told us about a bunch of plans that you guys had for the year. So are there any plans happening this year? What does this card set the stage for?
Sure. So just to, I'm going to unpack the interim featherweight fight first, because this guy reminds me of like a young Leon Maynard. You know, like he goes out there and he does his business, but he really likes to put the hurt on people. I don't think he knows between him and Humphrey. I mean, they should get on those punching machines and see who can punch harder. This guy almost punched through the canvas the last time he fought. So they come with such venom, intensity, and I don't know whether it's what they're doing up in Zambia, but it is a very different world. You can see how they work, their intensity, and then he's going up against a super athlete. I mean, I saw some footage of Rudy and what they were doing in the camp, and it is that crazy wrestling stuff where the guys are spinning on their heads and doing backflips. I mean, it's like part gymnastics, part fighting. It's incredible. So just looking at this roster of guys, there's something on the line for everybody. If you look at the fight between Lucky, I don't know if you know who he's fighting, but essentially he's fighting Musa Satwapi, and that's a big gateway for a title fight there. Musa's challenged before. He's been in the hot seat, so Lucky getting a W over Musa definitely puts him in the discussion. We haven't really even been able to showcase one of the main card fights, and that's between Hanru Buerta and Kaleka Kabanda. That is huge. Hanru Buerta took a little bit of a break. He had a family tragedy, but he was pegged as the next guy to be fighting Martin van Staden now, or fighting for the lightweight title. Now the pathway's cleared. Iggy isn't there anymore, and a winner over Kaleka would definitely start circling his name in that number one contender space. So just in terms of this fight card itself, it has the gravity to carry us all the way through to the next 6 months. And we've got heavyweight title fights on the next fight card. We have the bantamweight title with Faiz Jacobs and Sibusiso Sevendle on the next fight card. And it's just a roll-on of incredible fights. And I mean, I looked at this fight card, 122 is as insane. It is incredible. I just can't believe that we managed to flesh this out and get these fights going. So lots of incredible stuff. And a lot of announcements on a business level that I think the guys are going to be dropping in the next couple of months. All right, stay tuned, guys. We do want to unpack the face-offs. I mean, that's why we're all here. We wanted to see two guys get in each other's faces and show intent for this Thursday night. All right, we're going to start off with Casimir and Mohammed and Diego. Let's get it going. Man, I'm excited. We've literally got 4 face-offs to get through. Let's do it. Mohammed versus Diego. Middleweight kicking this fight card off. Guys are looking incredible. Let's do it. Alrighty. Next up, Musa Sitwape, Bad News, against Lucky Makangela. That's going to be business, eh? That is a huge fight for us. Thank you. Now on to the number one contender fight at featherweight at 66. Let's have it. Ayanda and Billy. And then the headliner, a huge defense between Rudy Roots and Ken Sekeletu. Let's have it, boys. Let's show intensity. Come on. What a fight night, 1-2-1 this Thursday. Incredible, incredible. What a mix of fighters. I cannot wait for this fight card to unfold. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rudy. Yeah.
On March 6th, in Johannesburg, in the absence of the undisputed king, EFC's featherweight division goes to war. Relentless Rudy Roots, fresh from his demolition of Ayanda Zwane, enters the Hex with the interim title. He faces the sensational up-and-comer, Zambia's prodigal son, Ken Sekeletu.
I'm going to be the featherweight champion in Africa.
In the co-main event, Zwane returns. Stung by his loss to Roots, his path is clear. Destroy the kid, Billy Oosthuizen, who himself wants a shot at the top. On March 6th, while we await the return of a king, a new leader will be crowned. EFC 121, World Sports Betting Arena, Johannesburg, South Africa. Broadcast details at efcworldwide.com. Watch it live on efcworldwide.tv.